time for game number 3, the deciding game between the two leaders of the group. The player for the team Epics Open, the Leenock to the bottom left. If you take out the end of that name, he is
FXO Leenock.
It's hard to use Leenock as an intro for Leenock because then you kind of give away his ID.
It's the Zerg Panda. JYP is the Protoss Panda Bear. Leenock is the Zerg Panda Bear. And unfortunately, there is no Terran Panda Bear. It doesn't exist. I talked about it intensively with JYP and it just doesn't exist. Top right, we have another fellow Zerg player though. This is the guy who was able to win with the build order, win on Daybreak. Starting for Team MVP, and it is of course the final boss, aka
MVP DongRaeGu.
Yeah, you're right about the Terran lack there. I feel like maybe Gumiho could fill the gap or something.
Nah,
he comes to mind, but he doesn't quite do it, you know?
You know, if you include foreigners, you could go for Major. Major could be the Terran Panda.
Yeah, I
and
guess.
If you squeeze him, he says, "Por qué? Por qué?" So that would kind of work.
That's really weird. I didn't try that yet. It's kind of like a try me thing that you find in the store.
You usually don't even have to squeeze him. He goes for the por qué, even if you don't. But yeah, he's the only one where I would say, okay, if you include the foreigners, that could be like maybe the Terran Panda. Maybe Goody, but Major is better, and Goody is a little bit too hairy for my taste. So, I don't know, but if you do it only with Koreans, there's just no one really comes to mind.
You know, Goody and Zaka make the long hair thing work, but I would love to see them try something else. I want somebody to link me that one picture of Goody from like high school or something where he used to have short hair, or I don't know. You know, there's always like a photo of somebody with a different hairstyle. I don't care if Goody's like 12. I want to see what he looked like. Somebody needs to send me a picture of that. Someone needs to get on that. I want to see both of Goody and Zaka. I bet they were friends, and they both like made a promise. We're never gonna cut our hair again until it gets behind our waist, and then we might.
There's actually a picture of both of them when they were playing Brood War, and they were. I don't know if this was ESWC or WCG, but they played something and they were both like really young, like 15 or something like that. It's pretty funny.
I gotta see that.
I've seen him once, but I don't know if I can find it. I think it was WCG. It was a Giga picture. Well, win rate when selecting the map. 5 wins and 6 losses. So basically what you should do is every single time leave the map choice up to his opponent.
That's actually really... basically that means, I guess, like when he's behind in the series, he wins 46.5% of the time on that map, or in the series, I'm not sure. But this Overlord is chased away. DongRaeGu says he's not welcome here. Yep. We don't accept red Overlords in this space.
The gas is a little bit faster here for Leenock, but the build orders accumulate to the same thing in the end. A little bit more gas for Leenock, not too much aggression from both of these players. On a map like Cloud Kingdom, we will most likely see bailingness from both of these guys because of just how the entrance to the natural works. A lot of that space that he can use.
Yeah. Who is going to skip bailingness? Are we going to see either of them skip it? Bailingness first with ERG, Leenock with speed first. But no bailingness just yet. He has the resources. Is he just going to go for a fast lair? It's starting to look like it. Evolution Chamber. He got a late lair last time with the fast +1 armor with the Evo Chamber. Still ended up winning the game.
No thanks. With the later speed for DRG and the bailingness first, you can really see that he plays a little bit more defensive here. With the slow lings and just the bailings, he's completely fine against the aggression of his opponent. It's a little bit odd right now, but definitely this is one of the things where you can just see that a player does not want to be too aggressive. I love these playing time statistics, by the way. I really, really like that. And guys, if you like them as well, make sure that you go on Twitter and tweet at GOMTV. I really appreciate all those statistics that those guys are accumulating for us. And these playing times things, that is pretty awesome.
Oh wow, Leenock. 67 hours.
Yeah, but think about MVP earlier, man. 80-something hours, that is so sick.
It's kind of scary to think about that. By the way, oh, that was not a good bailing hit, but this is what I was talking about earlier. You pretty much have to make the spine coil on this map, because otherwise you're a little bit exposed. It's not as wide as Daybreak, for example, but it's still, it's open. There's no secondary ramp. It's right next to your base. they're actually coming out relatively even time for both. But Leenock is the faster +1 carapace.
But while we don't have too much action going on in the game, I want to just pick this point up once again because I was actually not kidding, guys. Definitely let GOMTV know on Twitter @GOMTV. What you can also do is just go to gomtv.net and write into the forum, because I know that all this feedback is actually being monitored by GOM. So if you have something where you say,
we know the guys who actually read this stuff.
Exactly. If you have something where you say, guys, this was really awesome, I enjoyed this a lot, I really like the production here, I like those statistics, I enjoy that, tell them, because if they get this feedback, they will also think about just further improving on these points. So go to gomtv.net, go into the forum, let them know about all these things, just give them a little bit of feedback, not only if there are things that you don't like, but also if there are points that you really appreciate.
We actually have a GOM android. It's a half man, half machine person who's been hired to actually gather all these stats.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke. There's an android that works at GOM, he gathers all the stats.
So I'm actually not kidding. If you like something, let people know. Don't only consume, and don't, if it's okay, then like not complaining is enough praise. No, if you feel that's something that is really good, tell people, and that will motivate them to improve on these points, and will also show them what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
But well, coming back to the game,
Leenock does not like this. You might want to post on the forums about it. I don't think it's fair when DongRaeGu comes to my third hatchery when I'm not ready.
DRG is going for the Spire, whereas Leenock chose the Infestation tech once again. This is the last map, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, DRG, man, he's got a great position here aggressively. Leenock skipped out a little bit on the banelings.
Oh my god, is Leenock really just doing this the entire time? Actually running around the banelink?
Well,
oh my god.
Basically, yeah, but DongRaeGu is not done yet. He's putting pressure on here. He's got his Spire coming up. He's got his own third base almost finished behind this. This attack is doing a lot of damage regardless of the Spire. That Baneling, that one Baneling for Leenock could be really dangerous here. The Queen is transfused, but now he's out of energy. That Baneling is finishing up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter at this point. DRG is falling behind a little bit, but he can go for his Mutalisks now. His Spire is done, and the guy has 1,000 minerals and a lot of gas banked up. Mutalisk number 1. Does he have a lava problem? Yeah, he does. He actually has a huge lava problem, and he's heading right into the Infestation pit. I actually don't even think that he's going to build a lot more Mutalisks.
Yeah, well, okay, he goes up to 9. But, you know, the upgrades are way better for Leenock right now. He's got the Pathogen Glands finishing up. He's got +1 for his Roads. He has +1 Carapace already getting Burrow. The only thing is his economy is behind.
It also means that Leenock will once again have the better ground army, because all these Roaches will be supported by Infestors. So DRG has to be careful.
Neural Parasite.
Ooh la la. What is that going to be for?
Neuroing his opponent's Infestors. If you neural your opponent's Infestor, and you use his fungals, how does that even work? That doesn't seem like it would ever work.
That's awkward, Wolf. Sorry.
I don't know what else it could be for though.
I do not know.
Queens? Neuraling Queens to transfuses?
I actually have no idea.
Ultras late game? Neural those Ultras?
Does he have Pathogen Glands? Can you check?
Yeah, he does. He finished already with that.
He finished it?
Yeah.
I thought he might have been a misclick.
I'm 100% sure he finished that. I'm even gonna go check. Just to be like 110% sure. Yeah, it's done. He already has it. That Overlord is like, oh, I'm not a Mutalisk, leave me alone, I was just scouting.
What do you steal with the Neural Parasite?
I don't know, man. I think it may have been a mistake.
I'm trying to come up with something, but I really don't know.
If he has grid, maybe he thought he didn't research, then he just went in.
That has to be a misclick.
He doesn't cancel it, though. It could make for some really interesting BM.
Nah, that doesn't make any sense. That has to be a mistake. That has to be a misclick.
He's trying to move this to kill the Overseer.
If he uses it, takes it down nice.
That's actually really funny.
I mean, if he wants to play like Carbot and control Hellion, then he's in the wrong matchup.
Yeah.
Maybe he can do the same thing with the Roach, I don't know, but that's probably not as much
I just want to we'll find out what he's going to use it for. Hydrogen going down now for Leenock. We may not see the upgrade used at all. It may just be a mistake.
I highly doubt we're
Literally,
going to see the upgrade.
The only thing I could see, I mean, if you know, sometimes you have Infestors fungal each other, but if you get a Neural off on an Infestor, maybe you can just use your opponent's fungal, but that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. I don't know. Ask him, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to help him out.
Wolf is desperate here. He's like,
Detective Wolf's on the case, man. He's trying to figure it out. He's like looking at all the possibilities.
Well,
this is not cost efficient, but he is going to kill a decent amount of Harvesters. In fact, in total there, he was able to take out 8.
I like Leenock's position a lot better. Leenock has Infestors, he has
Neural
Roaches.
Parasite.
Shoot. He has Hydralisks, and also Hydralisks with range now, and with +2 nearly completed. So his position is actually much better than DRG's.
Alright, so now what he's going to do is he's going to pop up all these infestors and neural all of DRG's infestors.
That is so not gonna happen.
And then...
so that he dodges the fungals of his opponent?
no. He just wants to neural them. He wants to feel like he's in control. Hydra's coming in here. He actually will trade pretty well. I like this because, yeah, he loses some mutas, but the mutas aren't really useful anymore, so it makes sense to do this.
I mean, he can't go ahead, just neural
what if
Joe
this
and build a
infestor
hatch.
sees? He could neural this infestor, man. I'm telling you, you could neural that infestor.
I so want to bet you now that we don't see a single neural parasite. He's probably really got to do it, you know? At some point he notices the infestors of DRG. That would look so silly.
He makes one of his opponent's drones into a hatchery instead of his own drone.
He's like, haha, now I can build your own units. And I'm like, Homer Simpson style.
He could neural an infested Terran to give him some extra DPS.
Okay, now you're just being silly.
I am, but I think that Leenock may have made too many Hydras here. In all seriousness, he doesn't have a lot of roach support. He only has 12 roaches.
12 roaches, 26 Hydralisks. There's a lot of infestors for Leenock.
But no neural parasite. And the Banelings actually try to help out here. They're not too useful, and Leenock is using this positionally to try to distract DRG away from his 4th base.
DRG is ahead in overall supply, and Leenock, well, he could need a few more roaches.
Oh, wow, he cannot trade roaches for energy like this. He should just walk away.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he's actually starting to engage here. There's no need. It's nothing that those infested Terrans can kill.
Leenock had the better +2 upgrade timing there as well. With the Carapace as well as his infested Terrans did so well against those roaches.
He's losing it though, and suddenly now we have also DRG with the infestors, so Leenock losing a little bit of a timing.
This position though behind the hatchery makes it so that DRG can't mine, but at the same time Leenock doesn't have his own 4th, so it's not like he gets a massive advantage from this. The army supply right now between these two players is 138 for Leenock to 126 for DRG, as you can see on screen here.
There we go, trying to drop those fungals. Leenock still waiting for the good position. 130 supply, army supply for Leenock, same for DRG.
And Leenock in a great position to actually deny this. Fungals going down like crazy. And the Hydra's count is way better for Leenock, and since he got all those fungals, I think he might take a swipe, but there's so much more investor energy for DRG right now.
Leenock is dropping in supply, and suddenly these roaches are through to the Hydralisks, and they don't have enough hit points to withstand this much pressure. Leenock is dropping in supply. Immediately, he has the bank to just rebuild his army, but it's still so much.
He's only making Hydralisks though, and I think that's the wrong choice. You have to have some roaches to support with your infestors even. And DRG actually starting to do some damage at Leenock's 3rd. He doesn't even have a 4th base. He had to cancel that. The roaches are doing so much.
He needs to wait a little bit longer until he has the Hydralisk. So the thing is, he really needs a bit of a buffer in front of the Hydras, and he doesn't have that.
By the way, Color, I saw the neural. If he needs an Overseer nearby, he can neural one of his opponent's Overseers. Okay?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
That's it, man.
I'm so happy that he solved
He
that
could
puzzle.
even neural an Overlord and make him to an Overseer if he needed to. Think about that.
I don't even know if that works. Can you?
I'm pretty sure it works.
How would that work? And then the Overseer belongs to your opponent?
Yeah. Because you made it, right?
I'm not even gonna comment on that.
Oh, look at this. This is actually pretty cool. He needs to target this hatch down. I think he should be able to get it. If he targets, he's not targeting.
Nah, he's not. And he misses the opportunity. All those roaches run in. And Leenock is falling so far behind. DRG is looking strong here.
And always going to catch these infestors. No neural saves you here.
No. That's...
Leenock's army is still pure Hydras, man, and that's not going to work.
And he doesn't have a single infestor. Leenock is running out of options here. He's really running out of options. He's only on 3 bases against 4 bases. He has 2 infestors that he just completed, that he just built against 9. And yes, he has more Hydralisks, but the beefy roaches of DRG are now numbering up to 33 against just 15. And DRG is even going into Hive.
Yeah. The closer he gets to Hive, the more useful Leenock's neural will be, but I don't think it's going to come into play here. Honestly, DRG is now finally going to lose his 4th base. Leenock, oh wait, no, those are changelings. It's like, oh, look, he's got 3 units, he's not targeting again, but those are actually just changelings. So yeah, he did not get that hatchery. he may go for it with these roaches. It's really important for him to snipe this base, and he's trying to get in here, but DRG knows about it, and he's going to deny him every time.
Yeah, DRG is already there. DRG gonna lose the fight because there are not enough units, but he's just streaming in with others, and now we have this big engagement at the bottom left. DRG is fed up with this game, and he's trying to claim victory in the best of 3 and therefore take the lead in the group with a 3-0 score, moving into his opponent's natural. Leenock is trying to do the same thing, but struggling against the spine crawlers, and the position for DRG is just way too good.
Yeah, he's going for a counterattack, but it's just DRG has already done the damage needed. There's a few roaches at the natural already.
He has units everywhere, and now this base is gonna die as well. DRG has a massive bank, is getting more and more infestors right now. Back at home is getting a huge amount of spine crawlers as well, 5 at a time.
Hydra's pushed through, but it's not enough. Leenock now half the supply.
He's down to 100 against 200, and yeah, as you already said, the production tab kind of tells the tale. The bank of DRG has been used. The Hydralisks still are able to do a decent amount of damage, but on the high ground we have now the roaches just waiting for the Hydralisks to approach, and the spine crawlers are about to be completed.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as killing structures go, Leenock is already way behind. GG. DRG is the player to take the 3-0. And likely the first place spot at the very least. He gets first place in our current standings.
Yep, so now we have a 3-0 in the group for DRG. Leenock is on 2-1 and a map score of +1. DRG is on a +3. And so looking at our group right now, Hero has to deal with parting. This is also gonna seal the fate of Hero, because let me just confirm, Hero has to play, yeah, that's the last game that Hero has to play. If Hero loses against Parting now, we're actually done.
Really?
Yeah, if Hero loses to Parting, that's also why we don't have a break, by the way. If Hero loses to Parting now, he is on 1-3, can't get a second win, Parting will be on 2-1, and there's just... Oh, well, we might have a game to determine who's second and who's third, but we already know who takes 4th and 5th in the group. So yeah, it's about the ranking still. So we might have another game here.
But the second and third, who has the better map score?
Look. Yeah, it's about Leenock and DRG. I have to calculate through. We might actually not even need that, because even if there is a tie situation between the two of them, Leenock won against Parting earlier. So I feel that if this game is over, I have to calculate it. If Hero loses, that's for sure. Hero and MVP will not advance. DRG, where Leenock and Parting are going to advance. DRG most likely as first. I think he's already set. Even if we would, well, we might have to play the game against Parting, but yeah, we wouldn't know who is out, so we wouldn't need the few of those games later. This game is going to seal at least the fate of Hero.
Yeah. Hero needs a win here. Needs it absolutely if he wants a shot. Yeah, he was able to take out MVP, but that was only step number 1. Yeah. He's got this purple neckerchief. I think that's what it actually is, but just keeping it with him so he doesn't have that sweaty palms problem. Keller is just like, he's looking, man. He's trying to figure it all out. Keller's actually processing right now.
Yeah, the thing is, there could be a scenario where Leenock ends up being 2-2, so we will probably go through all of the games anyways for the ranking itself, but to determine who advanced or not, this game is going to decide everything.
Yep, here we go.
It's just rankings.
Hero versus Parting.